feel. So it sounds like it's using movement to create neural pathways, because we talked about this before where anxiety and fear creates a neural pathway. So if something, that's why we have triggers, because a trigger will send that chemical down that same pathway to those neurons and create that fight or flight.
Right.
So when you're adding this, it's another sense you're using of movement along with thought to help rebuild that neural pathway. It, put it under construction.
Right. Hey there, my name's David Mays, your host for this edition of A Confident Life, a program where we're talking about how to live more confidently. Various things we can do to help ourselves feel better, be more comfortable in skin, be more confident about what we all can do, talk with people, interview people about, things they've done, things they've accomplished, and also may talk about to other people, therapists, whoever. You can get ideas how maybe we can deal with our own anxieties, other issues that may get in the way of being confident. Got a guest here, my sister, Shelley.
Hello.
My favorite sister.
Your only sister?
Right, so no competition. And what she's going to be doing here is help me out with a book review. Got a couple of items here. Look at that. It's a book called Body Aware. It's by a woman named Erica Hornthal.
Yeah. Erica Hornthal. Yeah.
Right. Well, I originally found out about her work. She's a dance movement therapist. Kind of calls herself the therapist that moves you. I originally heard her being interviewed. Another YouTube video in Germany, Dr. Russell Kennedy, again, talks a lot about how to deal with anxiety, talks about his own experience. And I saw a video where she was being interviewed.
Okay.
And the two, their work kind of meshes together. And it fits in, I guess, from my own thinking has been that, there's a lot of talk about how the body knows, the body remembers stuff that we've experienced. Right. And that, well, talk therapy works. Some sort of therapy where it can get more into movement, get in more in the body. A lot of people think works better. My own experience is I seem to get more from that. Where, doing various things, literally, doing various things with my body help my body calm.
Yeah, that's probably where tapping comes from, is the idea of putting in a physical movement.
Right, the most,
The more senses you can engage in a practice, the better the outcomes will be.
Right. And there's probably little spots in the body. Suppose you rub your ear like that.
The acupressure.
Stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system.
Right.
Help the body calm down. Just taking some breaths. Things like that. And some of these are things I've known for years, but there's others, learning from this book.
Cool.
And from this deck of cards we'll talk about here in a minute. And so it's something I'm starting to practice more, find it helpful. I won't say it's a cure-all, but it does help.
Okay.
And, there's books people have read about, the body knows, the body remembers. And that, the brain, the mind, the monkey mind is going off, a mile a minute. And a lot of times you have to have that calm down. It's not, trying to, okay, I'm going to force you to stop thinking so hard. Is take a deep breath, let it out slowly. And body will calm down.
Right, you're gaining focus.
So, like I said, video here is kind of a little bit of a review of the books, the items from Miss Hornthal. First one is a book she wrote called Body Aware. Read through it a couple of times, find it helpful. Just, get this on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, whatever. I actually bought that particular copy off eBay.
Body Aware, rediscover your mind-body connection, stop feeling stuck, and improve your mental health with simple movement practices.
But
Just checking out the...
Okay.
the bullet points here.
All right.
Help ease symptoms of depression, build a greater sense of connection, intimacy with loved ones, slow down our thoughts to lessen anxiety and panic, impact how and what we feel. So it sounds like it's using movement to create neural pathways, because we talked about this before where anxiety and fear creates a neural pathway. So if something, that's why we have triggers, because a trigger will send that chemical down that same pathway to those neurons and create that fight or flight.
Right.
So when you're adding this, it's another sense you're using of movement along with thought to help rebuild that neural pathway. Put it under construction.
Right. Well, it's like my own experience. I'm involved with this group called the Mankind Project. They put on weekend retreats called the New Warrior Training Adventure, which I've been involved with, around 20 years.
Right? Probably more.
But on the weekends themselves, and then, of course, follow-up groups will be doing processes which are most are physical. It's like get some guy, out in the middle room, some people around who have experience doing facility, and they'll lead them through a process where, again, they're asking, okay, you have this thing going on. Where do you feel it? I feel it down here. Okay, what color is it? Red. And try and kind of build a picture where it's more felt rather than thought. And then from there, you can do other processes. And reading this book and some other things, I've been redeveloping interest in doing free-form dance as a form of exercise and a form of just, physical expression. So like saying, this side, I bought this off eBay. It's a used book. Got something stamped here that says, Jefferson County Public Library, Lakewood, Colorado.
Cool.
So this,
we can't go to Colorado, but the books do.
Okay. Publishing date is around 2022. Anyway, like the book when I read it. I've been reading through it again a couple times. There's a lot of good information, but I always kept finding myself thinking, okay, now what? Now what? Is there anything specific I can do? Yes, there's some guidance here about the types of movement they can do, but at the same time, I kept thinking, okay, is there anything more specific?
Right.
And the book doesn't get into that.
Okay.
But what Miss Hornthal did, I always come up with this stuff. Hornthal, what's called the movement therapy deck. It's a set of cards, 52 cards, and each card has on it a act you can go through. There you go. Some sort of action you can take. And like I said, it kind of gets more into some details, but okay, here's something you can do.
So, okay, this is also by Erica Hornthal.
Right.
The Movement Therapy Deck. 52 mindful movements, exercises to regulate your nervous system and process trauma.
Okay.
Can we open it?
Yeah. What I want to do here is actually, but you may pick some cards out and may, try some of some things suggested here.
Comes with a book.
Yeah.
I assume this is
some basic instructions.
definitions and concepts, introduction to the card deck, the body and trauma, giving you some of her thoughts regarding that.
So in the book, she talks about how to use the cards, and basically almost like whatever works for you. Some people might just shuffle it, pick a card. Okay. You might look at them, kind of may lay them out in a pattern, maybe do the things, sequence, and see how it works. Right now, my little trick is I'll, look at, take a card out and look at it and then reshuffle everything and then put it back in the box. And then when I want to check again, just just look at the one there on top, on the bottom.
Okay. The one on top this time says child's pose. Is there a picture? No. Sit on your shins. I don't know if I can do that. While your chest rests on your upper thighs or between them. Rest your forehead on the floor in front of your knees and gently extend your arms out in front of you. So it's like a yoga pose.
Right.
This pose improves circulation and calms mind and body as it reinforces physical support and safety through the body. I would think for older people or people who are overweight, if you can't get on the floor like that, you could probably do like Davey was just doing. Do it from a chair pose.
Like that. Okay.
Her cards are,
Okay. The cards themselves are divided up into 4 categories.
I was going to say, because there's different
Yeah,
colors.
Right. Let's see. And find a place where she talks about that.
So we have the orange card, which looks like, I'm guessing maybe the orange cards are going to be physical movement.
Yeah.
Pink card, push and pull. Begin with your hands in front of your chest. Inhale through your nose. As you exhale through your mouth, press your palms away from your body, extending your arms and creating slight tension as you push. So you're pretending you're pushing that invisible weight. Inhale as you make fists and pull your arms back in toward your chest, bending your elbows. Repeat this 3 times. Pushing and pulling allows us to explore the interplay between pushing away from what we don't want and pulling in what feels safe and nourishing. This is a wonderful exercise to practice setting limits and boundaries.
Okay.
I like this one. I used to teach kids. So head, shoulders, knees, and toes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Head, shoulders, knees,
Toes. Yeah. Did you find where it says what the different colors were? Or here. You talk and I'll look for it.
Okay.
Because you know the deck in the book.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I like saying, the book is good. I do recommend reading the book, but I do like having the cards. Again, it gets more into some details about some things that you can do. So, that's it.
The deck is organized into 4 color-coded categories: dance movement, sensory, floor work, and breath work.
Okay.
None are more important than the others, and there is no correct order in which to use the cards. Okay.
Okay. So, here. Let's see. There we go. There we go.
Bilateral hug. Cross your arms and place your hands on your shoulders. Begin lightly tapping your shoulders, alternating left and right. This is adopted from the butterfly hug method, which was originated and developed by Lucina Artigas. This helps to process traumatic material and provides desensitization or self-soothing. I need to self-soothe for not being able to pronounce words.
Right.
So this is like giving yourself a hug.
Mm-hmm. And apparently the act of giving yourself a hug releases also feel-good chemicals.
Mm-hmm. This goes back to another one that we've talked about where when years ago when they were doing inner child work, and the idea that holding your inner child as if it's holding yourself and just patting and rubbing where you might be holding the head. Like if you're being comforted by your parent or a trusted person, patting where they would hold you and just saying, it's okay. It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Okay. And here, a couple more. There's a couple. Let's see. Talk. Okay. Listen up.
listen up. Gently massage the cartilage around your ear. Apply small circular motions to the indentation directly behind your earlobe, as well as the fold directly above your ear opening. By interacting with By interacting with the auricular branch of the vagus nerve, this sends a direct signal to the brain that we are calm. And the vagus nerve is within the ear.
Right. And as far as work, I'll have some information in the notes below about where you can find these cards and books. Like I say, you get them off Amazon, Barnes & Noble, even eBay, places like that. But like I said, I've been working with these cards, find them helpful. So I do recommend them. There. Pick a card, any card.
Okay. They're about the size, a little bit bigger than tarot cards. Let's pick a green card. Does that look green to you? He's colorblind.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, this one I like you. The roller coaster. Okay. Very simple. Beginning at the tip of your thumb, use your opposite finger. Okay. Use the opposite index finger to ride the peaks and valleys of your remaining fingers. Inhale on the ascent for 3 seconds and exhale for 4 seconds as you descend. This is a mindfulness technique that focuses on intentionally slowing down the breath, which slows down your heart rate and brings us into the present moment.
And then we'll get it back around.
Right.
Up.
This little, like that, this guy up and down, up and down,
Or if you're me, it's
up and down.
but yes,
Right.
that one's fun. I like that one.
And let's see. Here, one more. What color have I not looked at?
I don't know.
Here's another. That's a pink one.
Okay.
Okay. Very simple. Rock with it. While sitting or standing, begin rocking your body side to side or front to back. Rocking is an early developmental rhythm used to soothe the nervous system. It releases endorphins and reduces stress. But this,
Okay, now I have a story about this.
okay.
Something he probably doesn't know. When we were living at the house on Westfield, one of the things I would do whenever it was time for bed, if I was having trouble falling asleep, I would just sit there and like kind of rock my body side back and forth, and always put me to sleep.
Okay. Actually, another little technique I've gotten the habit of using. Haven't found it yet. Okay. Talk about basically a ball toss. Got a sock or something here. Or here. Grab it.
Teddy bear.
Okay, here.
Joe's teddy bear.
There we go.
Ooh, he's.
Very simple. Just find a ball, or in this case, a teddy bear, or I use some socks that are all rolled
Right.
up,
Yeah.
and just start tossing it, and kind of just.
A lot of these things make me think of childhood. When you're a little kid and you're bored and you twiddle your thumbs, or you play string games, or you just toss a ball.
Mhm.
No!
Okay. Well, again, it's cosmic. I have to pay attention to it. I'm developing or developing my hand-eye coordination.
It is harder to do him because he's not balanced like a ball would be.
Right.
Thank you, Teddy.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, again, hope you enjoyed the show. Like I said, I do recommend these items, especially the cards. I mean, the book's good, gives you some basic information, but I do personally like the cards because it does get into more details about things you can do.
I like the cards, and I'm just going to interrupt. I like the cards too because it creates a situation where you do have to stop and actually focus on doing this. Whereas reading a book, your mind can wander while you're reading a book. But these are physical that you're holding and doing, and you're actually doing an action. And you could give yourself a limit of doing, 2 cards a day, or if you really need it, 5 cards a day, and just kind of like if you're doing yoga, you do my cards. So
Actually, I am becoming an advocate of a more somatic, body-centered way of personal growth and development. Forget the gentleman's name, but I was watching another YouTube video, and he was being interviewed, and he's talking about research, where about the importance of, say, having a positive attitude, or having positive thoughts. But he's also was talking about research shows the importance of reducing the negative thoughts. Or, so, I mean, I could have a really great attitude, but if my anxieties go on, well, that's where the body's got to pay attention to. So if I can kind of help the body to calm down, a natural confidence will probably emerge.
True.
Right.
I agree with that. I think it's very normal when you have depression and anxiety that your thoughts are probably your number one enemy, because they're going to be telling you everything you think. It can be things you think other people are thinking about you. It can be your own thoughts about yourself. I'm a failure. I'm a loser. I never get anything. But that's creating those pathways. Every time you say it, it's reinforcing. And so it's very important to try and stop it and flip it. That's the importance of affirmations, is because you say them over and over and over, and you're creating neural pathways. So that when you come into an anxiety situation, or when you do start feeling down, you can probably like redirect your energy to, hey, it's really not that bad. I'm really not a horrible person. And just try to gain control.
Right. I describe it, the analogy, sometimes you got to turn the volume down on the radio in order to actually be able to hear the music.
Yeah. Well, if you're someone like, I know I keep going off on tangents, but I have ADD. So for me, my brain to me is like, say, the seating at a theater. The action is taking place in the front rows, but there's still people doing stuff in the back row. And the guy all the way in the back is always playing a song. He never stops. And so the person in the front who's doing action is still aware of this stuff going on. And it's so what you're talking about, trying to calm and focus. And that's difficult for me.
Right. I was like I say, that's why I keep studying stuff like this, keep going to meetings. There's stuff I want to do, and things like doing this video. I'm both taking action to create something I want, and also, like I said, studying stuff like this, again, to help my body calm down so I can connect to something deeper, express my goal, say in this men's group I'm involved with. So, okay. I think we're good for now. Again, thank you for watching. Definitely a stretch for me to do this, but do these videos. But at the same time, it's something I want to do. It's something I'm enjoying, expressing a talent. And like I said, starting, get more out there, starting to get some feedback, positive feedback. Say, hey, keep doing it. You're doing great. Things like that. And always starting to look for ways to promote better promote this, this
And
channel.
you started with this idea at least 5 years ago or more.
Right.
And sometimes that's why you don't stop. If it's something you really care about, just even doing a little bit at a time, you eventually start building it up.
Right. One step at a time. Just keep showing up.
My story I'm always telling my son is Colonel Sanders did not invent Kentucky Fried Chicken until he was past his 50s. So you keep going.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm 65. And it's like I tell people, supposedly I should be planning for retirement. In practice, I feel like I'm just figuring out what I want to be when I grow up.
Right,
so
exactly.
That's what I'm doing.
Exactly.
Okay. So again, thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more videos.
And subscribe.
Yeah, like, subscribe. I'm also working on getting a Facebook page set up. So, and also expanding to some other channels on.
Oh yeah, you were going to talking about Instagram.
Instagram, some other places. So
okay,
it's a little bit at a time, but we're getting there. Okay. So with that, you all have a good day. We'll talk to you soon.